The Padres and the Washington Nationals. 5 weeks of baseball remaining for both these teams. And this is Justin Maxwell leading things off against Clayton Richard. And the count is 1-1 strike.
We are underway at 7:04. We are a minute early tonight.
Clayton Richard taking a page out of the Greg Maddux book for starting games.
He will work quickly, no doubt about that.
Maxwell, Alberto Gonzalez, and Ryan Zimmerman. First three to greet Richard here in the opening frame. Friars taking the opener, 3-1 last night.
I was just going to comment on that. That was a nice victory for the Padres, getting a little late insurance off the bat of Chase Headley, the home run.
Maxwell just 3 for 24 on the season. And the 2-2 home, and that missed inside. And the count is full, 3-2 strikes.
This is where the Nationals really missed by not having Nyjer Morgan in the lineup with that broken wrist.
3-2 hit in the air to right field. Back on it is Venable. And that's the way we begin this evening on a Tuesday night from Petco Park. Time to take a look at the Nationals starting lineup. A change at the top with the lefty Richard pitching. As you know, Justin Maxwell will take over in center, followed by Gonzalez and Zimmerman. The middle of that lineup, Dunn, Willingham, and Dukes. And the lower third, Josh Bard, Pete Orr, and J.D. Martin. Clayton Richard makes his 7th turn in the Padres rotation as he looks to rebound from his shortest outing in a Padre uniform.
And when you look at his last outing, you look at his line, 2 1/3, 9 hits, 6 runs, they were earned. He walked 2, struck out 2. But you look at a lot of those hits, he got singled to death. I mean, he was swarmed by singles. And I think a big key for Clayton this evening is to get his secondary pitches over for strikes, curveball, changeup. Let's take a look at Darren Ballsy having a close eye on his lefty. And maybe throwing some of his soft pitches early, hockey suit.
Ricocheted off Richard, still hard enough to carry him out there to second, where Eckstein is able to put away Alberto Gonzalez for out number 2.
That looked like it may have gotten him off the buttocks.
He's an ex-college quarterback.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure, 3-step drop back in the pocket, getting blindsided is a lot worse than a fastball off the hind end.
Though he did go to Michigan, where I'm sure they had a pretty good offensive line.
And you'd love to see that reaction after a rocket up the middle. Rocket Richard.
I think he'd rather see that than a charging linebacker from Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman with 2 outs.
Still blue.
That's your neck of the woods, by the way.
Not really.
I was going to say, you can't like Michigan.
Tim Stauffer enjoying a big league night in the dugout after winning last night's game, improving his record to 3-6.
Here's Zimmerman. He was 1 for 4 last night. First pitch swinging, pops it up. 1 for 5 now in the series. A quick 10-pitch inning for Clayton Richard. Half inning gone by. Nationals nothing. Padres coming up.
Hey.
Here we go, bottom half of the first inning. Let's take a quick look at the Padres starting lineup as we get set here in the last of the first inning. Cabrera, Eckstein, and Gonzalez. Kuzmanoff in the cleanup spot. Will Venable, Chase Headley to follow. Hundley, Gwynn, and Richard making up the lower third. Cabrera outstanding over his last 6 games, not only with the bat, but with the glove. And they'll take their swings tonight against J.D. Martin, his 9th big league start, second ever against the Padres.
Another big in here. 6'4", 200-pound right-hander J.D. Martin. He's a control guy. He's not going to light up any radar guns. He's not going to be throwing 96, 98. Good curveball. That seems to be his best secondary pitch to go along with a fastball. And it seems to me, after talking to some Washington people, that 1 inning really gets to this guy. If you can get to him for 1 inning, put up a crooked number.
Cabrera retired on the ground ball out to second. David Eckstein will be the batter. Here is the Nationals defense. It's brought to you by SD Storage, where $1 moves you in. Go to sdstorage.com to find a store near you. Elijah Dukes, 11 outfield assists. He's back out and right. Niger Morgan leading the National League, although he's now on the disabled list with 13 outfield assists. So
that's a big league hang with him.
One good thing going for Washington this season, their outfielders pretty strong with their arms.
Yeah, Dukes has plus arm in right field. Other guys are probably average. That's why he's in right field. Longer throw to third base from right field.
Eckstein sends it out of play. The count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Padres have already seen Martin this season. It was back in July at Nationals Park. Made a start, pitched 2 innings. They saw him briefly because that game featured a lengthy rain delay. And after the rain delay, Martin did not continue in the game. Wound up facing 8 Padres on that day. And Eckstein chases. Quickly 2 away here in the first inning.
Martin going to a secondary pitch. That looks like a little cutter. See the rotation, cutter, or a slider. Because it's up and away, it doesn't have that tilt action like it would be if it was down in the strike zone.
Adrian Gonzalez now with 2 outs and the bases empty.
He's got the finger out of the glove, and usually guys have that little flap over the glove so they don't like tip their pitches or straighten that finger. I don't know whether that's a flap on there or if that's just like maybe a little extra padding underneath his Rawlings glove.
I'd go with a padding.
Looks like padding. So what you're saying is padding.
Adrian Gonzalez 1 for 3 yesterday. He did not want to see the month of August come to an end. He had 34 hits. 12th best mark in the National League, those 34 hits. They had the shift on. That's the shortstop, Gonzalez, on the second base side of the bag. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Dog days of August. I thought they were over, Mud. What's the deal?
Hey fans, start your weekend off with a bang with Friday Fireworks. Enjoy a spectacular fireworks show following every Friday home game.
Friday, September the 11th. Be sure to stay after the game as we remember the events of September the 11th, 2001, with a special Friday Fireworks presented by Padres Banking at Bank of America. Dunn, Willingham, and Dukes scheduled here against Clayton Richard in the second. And Dunn hits it on one hop to Eckstein, who was out on the outfield grass. You know, we have told you Clayton Richard works awfully fast. Look at the second base umpire, Chad Fairchild, making sure everybody gets their commercial breaks in.
Oh, yeah. It's 2 minutes. You know, we break for 1:45 for sponsors, and then they tack on an extra 15 to make it even 2 minutes. So just to get in and out and everybody gets settled. So
I only remember one guy working faster, and that would be Greg Maddux.
He worked very quickly.
There were times last season where we'd have to shorten our open from, we normally have a couple of elements to things to talk about, a couple of topics, down to one at the end of the season.
Well, you know, probably from a fan standpoint, they probably like that. So, you know, the less they hear from us, it's probably a good thing as far as the fans are concerned.
I'd agree with that. Richard ahead, no balls and 2 strikes here on Willingham.
You know, if Clayton Richard can locate that pitch, get ahead early, and then try to bury that looked like a slider or some type of cutter in on the hands of Willingham. You're going to get a lot of weak ground balls to the left side, and that's why you see Cabrera, Kuzminoff shading over towards the left field line. Nice.
And Willingham is the first strikeout of the evening for Clayton Richard. He's retired the first 5 Washington Nationals to face him, and he's done it on 18 pitches.
And he hit a spot. Did you see Nick Hundley going into the Bill Dickey stance behind the plate, wanted it up in the zone, and that's exactly where Clayton Richard throws the fastball. Oh, and he's getting jiggy with it out there in the outfield. The Friar. He's got the beanie working.
Got to stay hydrated in this heat. Elijah Dukes now with 2 outs and the bases empty. Elijah had a couple of hits last night in 4 trips. So far, first time through, Clayton Richard has held the big guns of Zimmerman, Dunn, and Willingham to 0 for 3. They're now 1 for 15 in this series.
Let's hope it stays that way. I know it's an old cliche, Steve, but you know what? You know as well as anybody, good pitching will be good hitting. You know, this is a Washington National team we mentioned in the open. 5th in average in the National League. They're going to score some runs. They're going to get some hits. It's their pitching that has just, you know, messed up this year.
Yeah, last in the National League.
Above
Only
5.
team above 5 with the ERA. And, of course, compounding things would be the 117 errors. Most in the National League. Full count on Elijah Dukes. Bouncer. Cabrera has it, has to hurry and throws high. Dukes is safe, and he's going to get second as the ball caroms into the grandstands here at Petco Park.
I think Everett Cabrera should have just held on to that baseball. Left Dukes at first base. Chopper to Hopper to short. And working under it, airmailing it. You know, if that ball bounces off the wall, Nick Hundley is there to back up, but unfortunately this ball goes into the stands and going home with a youngster.
It's going to be a base hit and an error on Cabrera. First hit of the night against Clayton Richard, first Padre error, and Josh Bard, the ex-Padre, now with a runner in scoring position. Grounder to short. Cabrera gets to redeem himself and will so with a strong throw. 26 pitches in. Richard has retired all but one, who remains scoreless.
Play the Rockies Saturday, September 12th at 7:05 and get your own Padres wall clock.
It is time to get your free Padres wall clock presented by Chase. Be sure to get your tickets early and save at Padres.com.
Do you notice something right there?
No, I was reading the liner.
Okay, what time's that game?
7:05.
What time was the clock reading?
7:25.
7:05. See, I notice things like that.
Coos, Venable, and Headley. I want to work on that one again. Send it to the research and development.
The clock was set at 7:05.
Kevin Kuzminoff drove in a run last night. He was 1 for 3. Had a first inning double to make it 2-0 San Diego, and those 2 runs stood up. The rookie J.D. Martin won his last start on Thursday at Wrigley Field. The wind was blowing in, so it was aiding his effort. Held the Cubs to 3 runs over 5 innings. You got to root for a guy like this. Spent his first 8 years of pro ball in the Indians organization, got as high as AAA, never able to crack the bigs. Signed with Washington as a minor league free agent, and here he is 8.5 years later, finally in the big leagues.
You know, and I was looking at his minor league career, his numbers professionally. Another good, I don't think the kid's ever been hurt either.
Coos sends it deep into center field. Justin Maxwell will watch it bang off the center field wall. Coos on his way to second, and the throw is not in time. He's got his second double of this series.
Well, missed him going out by about 3 feet.
Nearly had home run 17. Well, he put a charge into that thing.
A little slider that's almost like a cement mixer. It doesn't break at all, just kind of rolling up there. Nice pop-up slide. You know, the pop-up slide, Steve, is something that we can elaborate on during the course of this game, because that's something that Jim Riggleman does not like. And that's something he's going to incorporate next year in spring training. Teach guys how to pop-up slide.
Interesting. What is his objection to that?
Look at Niger Morgan.
Well, but Niger slid in head first.
Yeah, and he broke his wrist. That's why he doesn't like it.
Right, but you're talking about the pop-up slide.
Yeah, that's why he likes the pop-up slide. Less chance of getting hurt.
I misunderstood you.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said he didn't want.
No, he's not a fan. He's not a fan of the head-first slide. So many things you can do as a base runner with the pop-up slide. First of all, you think a defender is going to want to really get down and dirty and block the base if you've got spikes coming in? Secondly, it's safer. Thirdly, pop-up slide, you can get innocently in the way of the throw or the defender, mess up the exchange, ball hits you, goes away, right? 4, you can go to the next base very quickly.
That gets under the glove of Dunn out into right field. Remember, Duke's 11 assists. The throw will get over the catcher Bard. Scoring will be Kuzmanoff on a slide. And the Padres get on the board first tonight, 1-0. Will Venable, his 30th run batted into the season.
Well, when the Padres score first, they are 32-24, and that's just out of the reach of Adam Dunn. Getting on the board early is nice. That's exactly what the Padres did last night, scoring 2 in the first inning. They ended up winning that game.
Pickoff play at second, and just getting back ahead of the throw there is Will Venable. Well, I think we touched on this last night about Adam Dunn. He started the season as a right fielder, has been a corner outfielder his entire career, and only when they traded Nick Johnson to Florida just ahead of the 31st deadline did they make Adam Dunn their regular everyday first baseman. Headley on one hop to second, or has it. Moving to third will be Venable, and a productive out there for Chase Headley.
And to button up that head-first slide nugget, I asked David Eckstein. I went to him before the game yesterday around the batting cage. I said, David, answer me a question. What would you rather have a base runner do? Slide in head first or feet first pop-up slide? He said, oh, no question, head first. I can take control of the bag. I'm not getting spikes in my face. Not like somebody's trying to do that, but I think it just, the advantages outweigh going in feet first, pop-up slide rather than head first.
Infield drawn in halfway now as Hundley is the batter.
And if you think you get there quicker, head first, you're wrong. It's a proven fact.
And I've done a number of stories where I've gone up I-15 to Lake Elsinore to visit the Storm in the California League. Every time I go in there, somewhere on the board there is this organization does not condone sliding head first.
Really?
We do not slide head first in the Padre organization.
Wow.
Hundley 1 for 3 in the series. Chased a high one. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, just trying to get something up in the zone to elevate to the outfield. Josh Bard in the Bill Dickey stance wants it up. That's exactly where he gets it. And Nick Hundley cannot get on top of that baseball to send it out to the outfield.
Those were a couple of guys down there that shared catching duties last year for the Padres, along with Michael Barrett. Padres last season using 5 different catchers.
Mm-hmm. Carlin, Morton, Bard, Barrett, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the 5th one?
Oh, that put me on the spot. Hundley. Full count, 3-2. On deck, Tony Gwynn. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Hundley. Big strike out there for Martin, his 2nd of the evening.
Tight little breaker amidst the curveball from J.D. Martin, but he elects to go to the more controlled secondary pitch. He expands the strike zone there and gets his 2nd strikeout for the 2nd out in the 2nd inning.
Tony Gwynn now. He was 0 for 3 in the opener last night. And they're going to intentionally walk him to get to the pitcher, Clayton Richard, who is 1 for 12 this season. Have to say I agree with this move.
Sure, force at second base and go the short way. Hey, Clayton Richard might surprise you now.
So here comes Richard with runners at first and third, 2 outs in the second, a run home on the RBI single by Will Venable. Richard taking a first pitch hack on a breaking ball.
Remember earlier I talked about J.D. Martin being a control guy. Well, he entered the 01 draft ranked 20th overall by Baseball America and second in best command category.
Gets the little comebacker. He'll only have to go to first and the inning is over. He limits further damage. Padres get a run on the second. They lead it 1-0. See another nice night downtown. NL East standings presented by Firestone, a tradition of innovation. Nationals start the day 40 games under 500. It matches their low water mark of the season. And the fourth time Mudcat this season they've been 40 games under. Never gotten to 41, but 4 separate times they've been 40 games under.
Man, that's a tough year. Tough year. And as you take a look at those standings, we go into September, you mark another day off, and some teams kind of, anything can happen and will happen, as Keith Jackson used to say. But, they're like the Marlins. Are they down to 9 now? And, you start getting close to those double digits.
Yeah, I think, when the Cubs were here a couple of months or weeks ago, that's what I'm trying to say. I'll be all right. You kind of knew they were out of it when they reached about 8. Richard gets the comebacker. Ord is retired for out number 1. That'll give way to the pitcher, J.D. Martin. Back when they were the Senators, they used to say Washington first in war, first in peace, last in the American League. I guess now you could say Washington first in war, first in peace, last in the National League East. Make it rhyme a little more.
I see where you're going there, yeah.
Martin 3 for 13 this season with a bat in hand. Fastball will catch the corner. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes.
Uno, dos, adios.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Well, Wednesday is officially free and easy at the Del Mar Racetrack. Diamond Club members enjoy free stretch run admission, free reserve seating, and a free program. Plus, enjoy half-price domestic draft beers, sodas, and hot dogs at select stretch run concessions. 2 strikeouts now for Clayton Richard. Back to the top of the lineup. Here's Justin Maxwell. Nationals have high hopes for this kid at the plate. Graduate of the University of Maryland. It's only about, 20 miles from Nats Park. Guy who last season broke his wrist in May and had his season at Double-A cut short. Earning a promotion this season, hitting just 125 coming in. But he gets the start against the left-hander in place of left-handed batting Willie Harris, who would normally play center.
Clayton Richard is getting ahead nicely. The 5th 0-2 count to Maxwell tonight. Overall.
A couple of 3-ball counts as well. That's fouled back to the screen. It remains a ball and 2 strikes. On a couple of hops to second, down to a knee went Eckstein, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Clayton Richard. His second of the ball game. 2.5 gone by downtown, 1-0 San Diego.
Hey kids, be at Petco Park as we take on the Rockies on Sunday, September 13th at 1:05. And get your own Padres cap.
All kids 14 and younger will receive a free Padres cap presented by Military Banking at Bank of America. Get your tickets today at Padres.com. Everett Cabrera will lead off the third, the top 3 against J.D. Martin. Yeah, Martin, as we told you last inning, signed as a minor league free agent in November, made his major league debut on July the 20th. This is his 9th major league start. You started to touch upon, back in 2001, a sandwich pick by the Cleveland Indians. The Indians received him as compensation for the loss of Manny Ramirez to the Red Sox via free agency. So he'll forever be linked with Manny as he gets Cabrera to swing and miss at 1.
He'll give you something to hit now. It's a matter of putting it in play. As I mentioned before, best command among prep pitchers in the 2001 draft. And out in front, hips opened up, hands kind of leisurely going forward. No power behind that one.
David Eckstein will be the batter. Do you know where Martin prepped?
He's the 395 guy.
I was just going to say.
He's from Ridgecrest, which is off the 395.
Near Inyo Kern.
South of the Sierra Nevadas.
That's going to get out of play. You know, there's a lot of people in San Diego County who head up to Mammoth or head up to Lake Tahoe. That's the route you're going to take. Or going into Death Valley.
Yep. By the way, JD does not stand for Juris Doctorate. John Dale Martin.
Dunn has it, and he'll flip to Martin. Quickly 2 away. Big appetite, small budget, satisfy both with Saquon Casino's incredible all-you-can-eat prime rib buffet. Now for only $10.
Cuteness sighting. That's a peach, hon. You know what? That's a healthy snack at the ball yard, huh?
I don't know if I've ever had a healthy snack at a ballpark.
Oh, sure you have. Some healthy stuff here. Oh, I got
I'm
wraps,
not saying that it's
celery sticks.
they don't have healthy stuff. I'm just saying by choice. Come on, look at me.
Come on, you got to get Fryer fit. Darling.
Steal many hearts when she gets to college.
Yeah, imagine when your first time at a big league ballpark. It was overwhelming, you know? Coming to a big venue like this. I mean, she may have been here many, many times, but still, there's a lot to take in.
Surprised she's not scoring along. Gonzalez draws a 2-out walk. She seemed pretty into it.
She knows who's hitting.
Kevin Kuzminoff now with 1 on and 2 outs. Kuz double to open the second, would later score on Will Venable's RBI single.
More cuteness at the ballpark.
Everybody's got their nice back-to-school outfits on, too, huh?
Kurt Rambis.
Just before he takes over as the new T-Wolves head coach.
Yeah.
Come on out, taking a big league ball game before they start camp.
Oh, my.
That's going to dip in for strike 2, 1-2.
Talk about a buzzkill.
Two balls and 2 strikes on Kevin Kuzminoff.
Don't feed the animals. How many times we have to tell you?
Full 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Let's see if J.D. Martin goes with that little cutter. It's a fastball count. We know that Kuz likes the fastball. He doubled off the wall off a little cutter. His first at bat.
Well, he dropped a 3-2 curveball last time. It looked like he went
there
with it there, yeah.
Yep.
He threw the 3-2 curveball to Nick Hundley with a runner at third and 1 out in the second inning and got him to 5th. Runner from first goes on 3-2, and that's sent out of play. You know, I just noticed, you and I, we were in D.C. doing that series last September. Remember the W on the Washington? The tuning fork W. You didn't like that. You liked the old script. Well,
yeah. You know what?
They heeded your advice.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm a big fan of the script W on the cap, and they're matching the away uni now.
Going old school. It's sent out into the air to right field. Elijah Dutz is underneath it, and he'll make the catch. And the third inning comes to a conclusion. 3 complete downtown. Padres 1, Nationals nothing. Aflac trivia question. Jim Riggleman did ads for what city's public transportation?
That's got to be an easy one.
That's what I thought. I said, well, maybe it's too easy. First pitch swinging right there is Alberto Gonzalez.
You know what? He kind of gave up a little bit down the line, anticipating Cabrera catching that ball cleanly, but he dropped it, and Everett completes the 6-3 play. Let's check it out. Good swing, hot smash, leaping, dropping, and gets him by 3 steps.
That's why you got to run it out, kids.
But though, from a hitter standpoint, you can kind of understand pulling up like that.
Ryan Zimmerman now, 1 for 5 in the series after he popped up in the first inning. Strike called by Wally Bell. 1-1 on Zimmerman. You like the DC there on the left?
I do. I like
how about when they put it across the breastplate?
I like that too, but I like how it's kind of subtle. I think Hanrahan and his DC boys who were bucking for a promotion kind of went away from the big DC because they want to incorporate the W, which is the team logo, right? DC I like more of a subtle, like on the sleeve.
3 balls and a strike now on Ryan Zimmerman. And we talked about that. The tuning fork W as opposed to the script W, which is the old school one.
Right there.
I do too. Out into center and deep. Gwynn chasing, and Gwynn will watch it bang off the center field wall. Strong throw into second is going to be cut by Eckstein. And Zimmerman has his first hit of the night, his second of the series.
Talk about hitting the ball well the other way. He takes a high fastball, outer third, stays on it nicely, doesn't try to pull it. Thought this ball had a chance. Where does it hit? Watch it change direction. Probably less than a foot. Foot and a hay.
We've had a couple of close ones here tonight. The one off the bat of Kuzminoff early in the ball game. Tying run at second now for Adam Dunn, who's been held in check now. 0 for 5 in the series with a couple of punch-outs. One ball and one strike. So they changed a number of uniforms this year in Washington. And, there was a wardrobe snafu with Janet Jackson that was widely publicized. And there was a wardrobe snafu as well in Washington that we'll touch upon here in just a moment. It had something to do with Adam Dunn, who's at the plate, and with Zimmerman, who's at second. Back in April, Ryan Zimmerman and Adam Dunn playing a game against Florida with jerseys reading, well, there's the right one, Nationals. And what's wrong with that?
Nationals.
The Nationals, the O omitted. They finally figured it out, changed jerseys by mid-game, and the Maker Majestic taking full responsibility.
Do they have spell check at Majestic?
Guess not. Look at it one more time. Nationals. No, I'm talking to Bob Carpenter, the play-by-play voice who did the game for Washington on television. And he said, funny. I didn't even notice it. Those are my camera shots. We didn't notice until 2-3 days later.
It's just like any product awareness. I mean, you see that, like, Coca-Cola, whatever, right? You see Budweiser. A letter could be off, but just because you see the recognition of the script or the logo, you just, okay, whatever. It is what it is.
The good news in the whole thing is they actually put Dunn's jersey up for auction, a charity auction,
good.
And it fetched $8,000.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
2 on, 1 out. Here's Josh Willingham. By the way, Adam Dunn just walked for the 101st time this season. Leads the National League by 1 walk now over Adrian Gonzalez.
He leads the National League.
I like that. Between the two guys down there at first, they've now walked a combined 200 times this season. Talking a little walk strategy there.
How about a little double play ball, a little breaking ball in the inner half, grounded to Kuz.
Again, one of the themes we've talked about now for a night and a half has been controlling this part of the lineup. And Padre pitching had done so with success. Let's see if they can continue here.
Willingham has grounded into 9 double plays this year. He does not lead in that category. Austin Kearns. I take that back. Zimmerman with 18.
Zimmerman fights it off. The ex-Marlin with an opportunity right now to tie this thing up. Called strike 3. He wasn't expecting that. That's the 3rd punch out of the evening for Clayton Richard.
And it's all about locating the fastball.
He had to be expecting something else.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's quite a contrast from last outing for Clayton Richard. Sometimes he'll walk a handful. He is right on. Tim Stauffer was right on last night.
Here's the 1-0 to Elijah Dukes. That's bounced foul wide at third. Willingham now 0 for 6 in the series with 4 strikeouts. Nationals had 2 on with 1 out here in this inning. And Richard won the battle against Josh Willingham. On the ground to short. Cabrera has it. He'll try the easy way to Eckstein. And they force Dunn at second. 3.5 in the books tonight from Petco Park. 1-0 Padres. A question a half inning ago, we asked you, Jim Riggleman did ads for what city's public transportation? If you said Chicago, then you are correct.
In fact, we can elaborate on that a little bit. The Chicago Transit Authority,
CTA,
was the original name of the rock group Chicago, but they got sued by the CTA, so they just shortened it up to Chicago.
I believe he was on the L the night they apprehended Dr. Richard Kimball.
Really? When the train breaks down, they start singing Noel. Noel.
Well, and he just kind of stumbled upon that gig because he was quoted in the news media as saying he never drove to Wrigley, he always took public transportation. So after that, they said, hey, why don't you do a couple spots for us?
So Jim Riggleman was going green before it was cool to go green, huh?
That he was.
It's a great way to go to the ball yard.
That's just a fun ride in, period.
Yep.
I put it ahead of the 7 train.
7 train's pretty cool, though. The express out to Old Shea and City Field. You got to take the express, though, because you don't want the stop in every.
The local?
Yeah, the local.
22 stops, by the way. Because I was just on it about a month ago, trying to get out there to the new City Field. About a 50-minute ride if you can't catch the express. Padres have scored 1 run. It came in the second on an RBI base hit by this man, Will Venable. He's having a long at bat here against J.D. Martin.
I see a lot of tight breaking balls, little sliders, cutters. There's a fastball. My goodness.
Turns on that one and sends it into the third deck, scattering a trio of fans up there. That's Oscar Gamble territory.
I'd like to welcome Ernest Hemingway to the game tonight. Papa's in the house. Oh, the equalizer. How about that?
That's a terrific pitch. 4 strikeouts now for J.D. Martin.
So after the Mike Laga foul ball, he pulls the string, and William way out in front, nearly bringing him to his knees on that curveball. That's some good pitching right there by J.D. Morton.
Matches a career high now for strikeouts. Again, we touched upon this last night. Another one of these rookies making a start here for the Nationals. This is the 78th start by a Washington rookie this season. It should benefit them all in the long run.
Absolutely, no question. You know, that's one of the things when you're in an organization like the Nationals. First and foremost, I don't think they want to rush pitchers like a Steven Strasburg. They want them to, pitch A ball, double A.
It's back-to-back strikeouts now. A new career high 5 strikeouts for J.D. Martin.
But yet, if you've got a couple years, 2-3 years, maybe 4 years in the organization, and they feel you have the mentality to come up to the big league level and maybe take your lumps, I think it's about sitting down with the general manager, Mike Rizzo, and manager Jim Riggleman saying, hey, kid, you're going to get the ball 35 starts. Don't worry about your record. We want you to learn on the job. You're going to be here a long time.
Here's Hundley with 2 outs and the base is empty. We're going to touch a little bit upon Strasburg coming up later in this broadcast. They've actually set a date on when he's going to throw off a mound. Zimmerman dives, but lost the handle. That's going to be an infield base hit for Hundley. Hundley's got his second hit of the series.
He can cover a lot of ground down there. 2 hopper diving, and he gets some leather on it. Prevents 2 bases just by touching that baseball a little bit. It's going to boil down to those 2 guys, I think, for the Gold Glove, huh? Zimmerman, Kuzminoff.
Might it come down to range factor when?
Who knows? Might it come down to batting average? I know they touched upon it in the pregame show. I think that's bullfrog when they talk about a guy who's hit better for the Gold. It's for defense. I don't care if the guy hits 190.
Zimmerman has committed 12 more errors than Kuzminoff. He's got 15 this season in roughly 100 more chances. No third baseman in the National League has seen more chances. Kuz has the 3 errors as he's approaching 300 chances. You look at the game notes for both these teams as we start here in September, and that's figured prominently on the front page. They're starting to politic, so to speak, right now.
Yeah, in Washington, they're talking health care and Gold Glove.
There goes Hundley from first, and that's ball 4. Martin walks his 3rd and his 2nd in as many innings. 2 on now for the pitcher, Clayton Richard. Well, you kind of knew Tony was not going to get anything to hit in that at bat. They'll take their chances now with Clayton Richard, who came up in a similar situation back in the 2nd inning. There were runners at 1st and 3rd, and he broke his bat, bounced right back to Martin to end the inning. Bouncer right side, or has it. He'll go the easy way, and the inning is over. Padres get a couple on. They're going to leave both of them after 4, 1-0 Padres.
Pregame recap brought to you by Murray Lambert Construction. You need to remodel your home. There's only one company to call, the one that does my remodeling, Murray Lambert Construction. Get on the web at murraylambert.com for more information.
Alongside Mark Grant, I'm Steve Quiss. Mark Neely has the night off. He'll rejoin you Friday in Los Angeles. Quick little 3-game homestand. Padres lead this one 1-0 as we move on to the 5th. On 57 pitches, Clayton Richard, the left-hander, authoring a shutout so far. Bard, Orr, and Martin. That's the lower third against Richard.
Nice little cutter in on the hands of the right-handed hitting Bard. .602 counts tonight for Clayton Richard.
Swing and a miss, and Bard down on strikes. 4 strikeouts for Richard. Good way to open the 5th.
Ken, Lonnie, I'd like you to meet Muhammad, Jagdish, Sydney, and Clayton.
Here's Pete Orr. September call-ups, by the way, today. Padres
Yes.
activating 2. Touched upon this yesterday in the broadcast. Eliezer Alfonso will come up from Portland, so that'll give Bud Black 3 catchers here in September. And Edgar Gonzalez.
Did you see the helmet that Edgar was sporting today?
Little extra.
Well, Rawlings is coming out with a new type of helmet.
Is that the one Jenny Kavanaugh was wearing in the
what,
dugout?
it had some extra padding inside, and it almost looked, I mean, sir, it looked like Kazoo from the Flintstones. Remember the little alien friend that Fred had? Had some extra padding.
Strike 3 called. Or down looking. 5 strikeouts now for Richard. His season high is 6. Came against the Cardinals on the 21st of August.
He is just doing a fine job of hitting his spots to lefties and righties alike. Nick Conley just can't come up with that one, but that is right on the inside corner. Thank you very much.
He's getting better as we get deeper into the game. He's thrown now 64 pitches as we play here in the 5th. Nationals didn't make any September call-ups.
Boy, Clayton just, like I said, I can't say enough, really hitting his spots.
Going to get the ground ball out here. Cabrera will retire the pitcher Martin. 1-2-3 inning for Richard here in the 5th.
Casino. Can you guess who they are? Three Dog Night. Get it? And Kansas. Joy to the world. Dustin the win. Hey, buy your tickets at Valley View Casino or Ticketmaster. Avoid the charges at Ticketmaster by buying your tickets at Valley View Casino Players Club. You get a free lobster buffet when you do it. But just click your heels together. 3 Dog Night, Kansas. There's no place like Valley View. There's no place like Valley View. There's no place like Valley View. That's what Dorothy said.
We carry on, my wayward son, now to the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Nice. And seems like the 4th inning is pretty much dust in the wind.
Equally as nice. Won't fist pump you this time.
By the way,
since I drew blood.
Topeka, capital of Kansas.
Been there. One big hotel and the Kansas Coliseum, and that's it. Back to Martin, can't handle it. Cabrera is on again. He's having an exceptional series. Been on base now 3 times. They're going to play error here on the pitcher, Martin.
Oh, no question. This is a very makeable play. He's in front of it, both hands in front of him. Cannot come up with it. You see Everett Cabrera do that almost every game, at least 2 times. He'll show a bunch, just get a little reaction from the infielders, maybe cut down the range a little bit. That creates a little bit of movement. Then he'll swing away, and then there are times when he will put it in play.
This is the 3rd time this series that he's dropped down a bunt and has reached base.
Hey, even if it's an error, right? You're on base.
Get on, get over, get in.
Puts pressure on the defense.
This would appear to be the makings of a big inning here. Cabrera bluffs it first. And keep this in mind, Josh Bard has only thrown out 17% of would-be base stealers. Of course, it was no secret last year and the last couple of seasons about how tough it had been for Padre catchers to catch would-be base stealers. And Eckstein lays down a bunt. Martin has it. The second baseman Orr covering, but Martin elects not to throw. 2 on with nobody out. That's going to go as an infield base hit.
I don't know whether Martin couldn't find the handle when he had the ball in his glove. Let's check it out. Or nobody. You know what? He didn't want to throw it because there was nobody there. If he would have thrown it, I think Orr was there. You know what I'm saying? If he would have thrown it to the bag,
his momentum would have brought him to the bag.
Orr probably would have caught the ball, but he didn't want to chance it because Orr was over there late. I'm not saying that it was Orr's fault.
Certainly, if it gets by, Cabrera may even score.
And I think that's what he may have been thinking.
First 2 get on. Here's Adrian Gonzalez. And Gonzalez pulls the first one. Diving for it is done. Martin covering. And they get Adrian. The runners move up. Well, a ball hit like that an inning or 2 ago got underneath for a base hit. Done with a nice stop there as Gonzalez advances the runners.
Hey, getting a pitch on the outside part of the plate and just pulling it to the right side does the trick. We mentioned that Dunn is probably not going to win any gold gloves over there at first base, but he's been doing a fine job since making the transition to the infield.
Preventing a run right there. And here's Kevin Kuzminoff.
And he's a big old boy, isn't he? Wow.
Dunn playing way off the bag there at first base. Behind 1-0 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Jim Riggleman pulls the infield in at about medium depth. Bard setting up for the fastball high, got it there. Kuz laid off 1-1. Action now in the Washington bullpen. Ron Vallone from the left side. Jason Bergman is the right-hander, fine-tuning his skills. They stay off the plate. 2-1 to Kuz. The left-hander Will Venable waits on deck. Swung on, hit into center field. It's going to be caught by Maxwell. Cabrera tags. The throw will go to third. Easily scoring is Cabrera, and it is 2-0 Padres.
Being patient, not overswinging, and taking a pitch, hitting it hard where it was pitched, and it's paying dividends for Kevin Kuzminoff. Breaking ball, a hanger. Didn't have a lot of bite to it, not a lot of tilt. Kuz stayed on it nicely, and that's the same pitch, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that he belted off the center field wall.
You'd be correct, back in the second inning.
Yep.
So 2 outs. Eckstein remains at second. Padres get a second run. Here's Venable. And the run batted in for Kevin Kuzminoff, his 78th.
Williams got to have that curveball in the back of his mind. He struck out in the fourth on a 12-6er out of the hand of J.D. Martin.
Venable sends it high in the air down the left field line. Long run for Willingham. He's there in the corner and will make the catch, and the inning is over. Padres, however, tack on one more on the sacrifice fly off the bat of Kevin Kuzminoff, and they lead it 2-0.
Games and get 2 tickets for the price of 1 in select seating sections.
Enjoy 2-for-1 prices on tickets and Wiener Schnitzel hot dogs on Wednesday, September the 2nd at 12:35 with Padre 2-for-1 getaway days presented by Southwest Airlines. That's tomorrow.
Cheese check. Big piece of cheese up there in the sky.
Already feels like Halloween there.
Yeah, that's almost like Lon Chaney-like, or, the werewolf.
Maxwell, Gonzalez, and Zimmerman, the top 3 here in the 6th. Sent out to center field, Tony Gwynn has a beat on it, and that's out number 1. Well, it's time for the Subway $5 footlong fan poll and your chance to win Subway's big night at the ballpark and monthly Subway footlong feast. Text the word Subway to 269-411 now for your chance to win. Here is tonight's question. Will the Padres catch the Diamondbacks here in September? Don't forget, text Subway to 269-411 to play to win. Subway, eat fresh. Alberto Gonzalez now. What do you think? Will they catch him?
No, you know,
3.5 right now separates the
They've
two.
got a good chance, no question. And, of course, they play within the division as they check the swing there.
Got 6 more head-to-head.
Absolutely they could. Will they? Who knows?
I would think now that they have given away John Garland to the Dodgers, maybe that would play to the favor of the Padres, not only this year but next year, because he had a few more years to go on that deal. That's out to left field. That's a base hit. That's the first base runner since the 4th inning here for the Nationals. And it's just their 3rd hit of the game.
This is a slider, cutter, if you want to call it that. And Chase Utley gets to it quickly to cut it off and prevent him from going to 2 bases. A good one hopper to second base. As Gonzalez took an aggressive turn around first base.
Hey, our producer Jason Body's seen enough. Going over to produce postgame from the Channel 4 studio.
Oh, is that what he does?
I think that was his daughter as the play ball girl.
Really?
Scan working on his prompter reads. 4 score and 7 years ago. 4 score and 7 years ago.
Working on his ad libs.
4 score and 7 years ago. All right, he's watching American Idol. 2-0 now. Zimmerman doubled his last time up. Give him a couple of hits here in the series.
Third time around, got to be careful. Well, that's one thing about the Washington National pitching staff. And it comes with inexperience. But like the first time around, teams are hitting like 250. Second time around, like 280, 290. Third time around, it's almost like close to 500. You're not going to win many ball games like that.
That's a strike. It'll even the count up at 2-2. Full 3 balls and 2 strikes. 79 pitches now for Clayton Richard. And Clayton will throw over to first. He's working on the 5 for 5. He's gotten to the popcorn.
I don't know what's better, the popcorn or the finger.
Gapper. Venable over diving and what a catch. He might have a chance to double off Gonzalez at first. No. I got to admit, I didn't think there was any way he was going to get to that ball. I certainly thought double in the second of the game for Zimmerman. Another terrific play out there in right field for Will Venable.
William Venable has been doing a great job going to his left, going to his right, taking away extra bases. And once again, look in the background, Tony Gwynn backing up. And how close? Ooh, very close at first base. Look at how athletic he is, though. Catches right up to his feet.
Just like one motion.
Yeah.
Adam Dunn to the plate, representing the tying run.
Ooh.
Let's watch his foot there. Was the foot on the bag? Yeah, it was.
You just couldn't see the ball going into the glove.
Venable thought maybe he had him. The reaction of Tony Gwynn as well, priceless. He thought for certain that they doubled him off at first. 2 balls and a strike now to Adam Dunn. Dunn, one of the leaders in the National League in runs batted in, starting play. 91. That would be 1 more than Ryan Zimmerman. And it's 3 balls and a strike.
On that last play, radio engineer extraordinaire Dave Marcus really struggling to get that star out on that play. And look at, he's got star elbow. He's got the pad. He's prescribed ibuprofen and ice, like 20 on, 20 off.
Bouncer. Eckstein has to hurry, throws, and is able to get done for the final out here in the top half of the 6th inning. Nats get 1 on, but that man denies any scoring opportunity.
Nice going, Dave.
Prime rib buffet, now only $10. Chase Headley to open the 6th against J.D. Martin. Hundley and Gwynn to follow. Chase Headley yesterday hitting a career-high 10th home run. It was his 2nd pinch hit home run of the season. He got it all.
Oh, yeah, that sound. Put a good swing on it. I'd like to see more of that from Chase Headley.
Well, 7 pinch hit home runs. Where do you think that ranks in Padre history? Time for What Do You Know? It's brought to you by Radio Shack. Chase Headley with the 7th pinch hit home run of the season. Most pinch hit home runs by the Padres in a single season, 14. And that came back in 1995. Headley fighting off a 2-2 pitch. If I'm not mistaken, both have been from the left side of the plate. Both have been deep to right field.
I remember that one. It worked a 3-2 count.
That's right.
Got a fat pitch 3-2 and put a charge into it.
Sends that one deep into left center field. Maxwell ranging back on it. And he'll run it down right in front of the track for out number 1. Nick Hundley will be the batter. Hundley takes a first pitch cut, fouls it back to the screen. No balls and 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike.
Almost looks like a backup slider from J.D. Martin.
He's throwing a nice game despite being down 2-0. Did you even for a moment think Steven Strasburg would start a game in this series?
Honestly, no.
You know, prior to the draft and all the hype and all that.
I think that's what it all was, just hype. I mean, I just think it would have been too much for the kid. I know you get 10 guys in a room, 10 baseball people in a room, you probably get 10 different ideas, but draft a kid, get him in the system, low A ball, build up some confidence. You got to realize now he's playing with the best of the best.
Yep.
At that particular level.
Into right center, Maxwell another chance, and there are 2 away. Well, they signed him just moments ahead of the deadline. The former San Diego State right-hander coming out after his junior year. Got a record deal. You know the numbers. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And then they introduced him to all the fans a couple of weeks ago, and he's going to start in the instructional league here shortly.
Good for him.
Gwynn sends it into center, and Maxwell is going to make all 3 putouts. We'll continue that story next inning as J.D. Martin has a relatively easy 6th. Under our wing, and by the North County Transit District. From North County, take the coaster train to every home game here at Petco Park. Nice crowd for the first day of September. 5 weeks to go here in the season. And Clayton Richard now to the 7th.
Taking him deep into the game. That's some kind of nice, huh? Only 3 hits from the Nats.
If he gets 1 out here, it'll be his longest outing as a member of the Padres. And it comes after having his shortest outing as a member of the Padres.
Yeah, well, it seems like when you look at the outings in the past for Clayton Richard, he's had as many as 6 walks, 4 walks, 3 walks. Wasn't in contact with, with his mechanics. Therefore, his pitches weren't on. You're looking at those other outings. Seems like a phone in his limousine was busted. Couldn't get in contact with his pitches. He's in contact with them tonight.
And Willingham with a hat trick. He struck out 3 times in the game, 5 times now in the series.
fact, he's got his limousine parked right outside. Yeah.
6 strikeouts for Richard, who still has been fairly economical. 89 pitches now. Elijah Dukes, the batter. He's been on base twice.
Every time I think of Elijah Dukes, I think of frozen concentrated orange juice.
Randolph
and Mortimer.
2-2 now on Dukes.
Mother always said you were greedy. She meant it as a compliment. Three-two. I'm guessing a little cutter on the inside part of the plate, huh? Fastball count. Maybe break his bat. Grounder to left side. Oh, pretty good pitch.
Went down and away and missed with the 89-mile-an-hour fastball, and he walks just his second of the game.
I guarantee you this is going to be a yes on tracks. See? Down and in, knee high. Did not get the call.
In his first 2 starts for San Diego, he started to tire into the 6th inning. Now he's recorded the out. It's his longest since joining the Padres. Here's Josh Bard. The highest amount of pitches he's thrown this season, 106. That was in his 3rd start for San Diego. Joe Thatcher starting to loosen up along with Adam Russell.
Back.
And Richard throws to first. They got him picked off. What a nifty move he's got. Cabrera will run him back, and Richard will apply the tag. And there are 2 away. I think he's got one of the better moves in the National League.
No question. And he's got a number of good moves. He goes with the old slide step throw to first base. That is a huge out for Clayton Richard and the Padres.
You give him a full season, he might do that 8 times, like Chris Capuano kind of move.
Absolutely.
2 away, bases empty for Bard.
There's nothing better than a pitcher. See?
Oh, that was a huge out because Bard has just cut the lead in half.
Yep.
Home run number 4 this season for Josh Bard.
Clayton Richard also speeding up the bat of Josh Bard. A breaking ball. A breaking ball down and in. Josh Bard just has to drop the head. An 0-1 breaking ball. And I'm sure that Clayton did not want to throw the pitch in that location. It just catches too much of the plate. Too much of the plate.
Pete Orr was scheduled to bat, and we will have a pinch hitter.
You know, when you're ahead 0-1, and like I said, Clayton didn't want to throw the pitch there where it was. Being ahead 0-1, that's a pitch. Okay, you're ahead. If you waste one, that's fine. You're 1-1. He wanted that one, I think, down towards the back foot of Josh Bard.
Mike Morse is going to get an opportunity now with the bases empty, 2 outs, and he will pinch hit, and Bud Black's going to counter the move. So Jim Riggleman pinch hitting for the left-hander or with the righty Mike Morse.
How huge is that pickoff?
Might be the difference between a win and a no decision.
Absolutely.
The right-hander Adam Russell, who threw a fabulous 1/3 of an inning yesterday, is going to be the new pitcher. Stop by Discount Tire Center for a free tire inspection and air gauge. And if you're not satisfied with one of their tires, please feel free to bring it back. Union offering a full range of loan and deposit products. If you live, work, or go to school in San Diego County, open up an account today. Adam Russell comes out of the bullpen.
Yeah, this was basically the same situation that Russell was in last night. 2 outs into the 7th. He pitched a third of an inning, and he ended up getting Zimmerman to ground to short. Now it's the bottom of the order. Let's see if Jim Riggleman counters again. It burns Morse. Morse was announced.
Yep, he burned him. Willie Harris will come up from the left side.
A little confidence builder last night, right, in the tight game. He got that to a big hitter also, Ryan Zimmerman. Now a pinch hitter off the bench. This is where Adam Russell really needs to be aggressive. Guy coming off the bench cold. I'm sure he's been taking some hats in the cage, but not live pitching. You know, like a big 6'8" right-hander.
Pitcher spot would be due up next if the inning is extended, and Christian Guzman has grabbed a bat. And he stands out on deck. And Russell starts off. Willie Harris would strike one. Harris not starting today because the lefty Richard was starting. And Russell with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball blows it right past Harris. Willie staying alive at no balls and 2 strikes. Nationals getting their lone run on the 4th home run of the season by Josh Bard. It came with 2 outs here in this inning after the pickoff. No pickoff. We're tied at 2, folks.
Absolutely. Hey!
Goes up and in. Another hard fastball at 95. A ball and 2 strikes.
Russell just missed with location. Hundley was set up down and away. I'll tell you what, that'll prevent a guy from diving, huh? Trying to get that outside part of the plate.
Right with a fastball and 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harris led off the ball game yesterday for the Nationals. He was 0 for 3 with a walk. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the Nationals didn't call anybody up here on September the 1st, so only 3 more on the bench here for Jim Riggleman as we get in the back third. Part of their thinking there was they've got their AAA affiliate in the playoff hunt. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, after being ahead 0-2. Russell just can't put him away.
And Willie Harris stays alive again. This is going to be at least a 9-pitch at bat here. And that's hit to right field. Venable is there, and the inning is over. How big was that pickoff?
Huge.
Well, I think we're going to know here in about the next 45 minutes or so. 2-1 Padres. We start with our friend out there in right field.
There's a lot of fun out there. Doing a little dancing, trying to rally the troops a little bit. Cute night at the ballpark.
Willie Harris is going to remain in the ballgame and play second base after pinch hitting. That's the only defensive change. And J.D. Martin, the starter for Washington, goes where he has not gone before. That would be into the 7th inning in a big league start. Oscar Salazar here to pinch hit. Salazar, first pitch swinging, might get the run back. Deep and gone! What a series for Oscar Salazar. Coming off the bench here to pinch hit in the 7th inning with a bruised knee after banging into Mr. Wilson's garage there in left field yesterday to catch a ball which saved the game.
And it was on the 106th pitch from J.D. Martin. You know, Salazar likes the fastball, but Martin flips up a little cement mixer slider or cutter. It is very flat, and Salazar flattens that one out. That is a huge insurance run, and that'll be it for Mr. Martin.
He will not continue. Sean Burnett, the left-hander, will come in. This pitching change is brought to you by San Diego Harley-Davidson, where we are always country first. Sean Burnett in now to face the switch hitter Everett Cabrera. They'll turn him around. And this pitching change brought to you by your San Diego Hyundai dealers. Summer gas prices are rising. Lock in $1.49 a gallon at San Diego Hyundai Dealers.com. HyundaiDealers.com.
You take a look at Sean Burnett's numbers. Good numbers combined from Washington and Pittsburgh. A fastball, slider, and a change. Not overpowering on the fastball. He's their left-handed specialist. Mid-relief guy.
Acquired with Niger Morgan from Pittsburgh in exchange for Lastings Millage and Joel Hanrahan.
You think that was a great deal for the Nats?
Great deal. And they did it, a month prior to the deadline. They consummated that deal on June the 30th. And Cabrera chases on a 1-2 pitch. He's down on strikes. How about the series that Oscar Salazar is having? Another pinch hit home run in the back third for San Diego. It's their 8th pinch hit as a team, pinch hit home run as a team this season. And Salazar's 2nd. This is something we touched upon earlier. Most pinch hit home runs in a single season. This group tying the 06 and 86 group.
Well, it's such a great weapon off the bench when you have that one guy that's got some pop. I mean, Oscar Salazar isn't your prototypical, build like an Adam Dunn or a Dave Kingman, but that's a hanging slider with nothing on it.
Look at the wink coming around second.
Oh, gotcha.
To the shortstop, Alberto Gonzalez. That's a strike, 2-1. Well, Salazar doing it defensively last night, late in the ballgame, saving a potential run. Had to leave the ballgame. Available to pinch hit with the bruised knee and delivers.
I'm sure the home run and trotting around the bases kind of made that knee feel a little better.
It goes away, doesn't it? Quickly. And a line shot right back to Burnett off the bat of Eckstein. And there are 2 away. Four home runs this season for Salazar between San Diego and the Baltimore Orioles.
That was a nice grab.
Yeah, saved the goal.
Yeah.
Martin Brodeur.
Yeah, did you see the leg kick? Like he's in the pipes.
Well, he comes from Pittsburgh, so I'm sure he went to a number of Penguins games while he was there. Burnett falls behind 3 balls and no strikes to Adrian Gonzalez, who has a hit in 5 trips here in the series. Goes soft and misses away, and another walk. Adrian has walked twice in the ball game. Gives him now 101 on the season to match the National League lead with Adam Dunn, and Burnett not happy about that. Here comes Jim Riggleman with the right-hander Kevin Kuzmanoff due up and a runner on at first base. And he is going to make yet another pitching change. Stop by Discount Tire for a free tire inspection and air gauge. And if you're not completely satisfied with one of their tires, please feel free to bring it back. Mound here in the 7th inning. This Mission-fed pitching change, of course, brought to you by Mission Federal Credit Union, proudly supporting our hometown Padres with over 20 branches in San Diego County. Our mission is your mission. Kevin Kuzmanoff takes a strike.
You look at the repertoire of Jason Bergman: fastball, curve, slider, and a change. Mid-90s on that fastball. He'll live around 90 or 91. Works very quickly. He's been scuffling lately, though, especially against left-handers. Left-handers have hit him pretty hard this year. Pretty straight fastball, and that's a pitch that Kuz likes. He likes the fastball down.
Driven a couple of hanging sliders, however, today to different parts of the field. And he's going to hit this one out to left field. Josh Willingham is there, and the inning is over. However, a leadoff pinch hit home run by Oscar Salazar has given the Padres a little extra cushion. 7 complete downtown. The Friars have got a 3-1 lead as Salazar comes through. Hot dogs at select stretch run concessions. Luke Gregerson will take over on the mound here to begin the top half of the 8th inning.
And we've got another tight one as we go into the 8th. Luke Gregerson toes the slab. No runs in his past 8 outings. That's over 7 2/3 innings pitched. Quite a difference, though, in numbers versus lefties and righties. That's why Jim Riggleman's going to send up Guzman to the plate, the switch hitter. He'll turn him around to the left side. Lefties are hitting .297 off Luke Gregerson. Righties only .167.
We saw Guzman last night in a pinch hit role. He came up with 2 outs in the 9th inning and grounded out to end the ball game. He's been bothered by a tender foot. It has limited him to just pinch hit duty off the bench. Gregerson had 2/3 of an inning last night, struck out 2 and did it on 6 pitches. The slider was, I think, a beauty last night.
It most certainly was. There's another slider. But you have to be careful with the lefties because you drop that head, you throw it for a strike, and you could be flirting with that porch down the right field line or looking at extra bases.
After Guzman, the top of the order, Justin Maxwell, and then Alberto Gonzalez. Went with a slider on the outside corner. Who's up with it? And Guzman is out number 1. Here's Justin Maxwell. Same two teams again tomorrow, day game, the 2-for-1 Wednesdays. And it is Kevin Correa against John Lannon. 12:35 start here at Petco Park. No television tomorrow. We're going to see you again on Friday. Two-one home from Gregerson. And the fastball tried to sneak it past him. It's out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Almost looked like a riding fastball up and in. Changing the eye angle. Oh, let's see if he goes that slider down and away here.
Tried to set him up for that slider down and away and missed. And it's full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. You got to be careful with these guys here because once you clear Maxwell and Gonzalez, and if they get on, then you've got Zimmerman and Dunn, and the big boppers coming up who haven't done anything in the series. And he missed ball 4.
Not biting.
Here's tonight's Energy Resource Center Power Player answer. We asked you which Nationals power hitter has hit for the cycle not once but twice. Your choices were Christian Guzman, Brad Wilkerson, or Vladimir Guerrero, and the answer would be?
I did not know that.
Did it once with the Expos, and then did it in the middle of this decade again with the Washington Nationals. Here's Gonzalez, and that catches the inner half. Cued off the end of the bat. It gets past the pitcher, Gregerson. They'll have only one play. That's the first. Maxwell into scoring position now, and Ryan Zimmerman coming up. This leads us right into our Coors Light Freeze Cam. Look how close he came to hitting his 28th home run of the season. This was back in the 4th inning with 1 out.
That sound of the ball at the bat, and watch as it hits the fence, changes directions. Oof.
Zimmerman represents the tying run here in the 8th inning with 2 outs.
That's why, at times I'll talk about keeping the ball away late in the game, giving guys right or left field, depending on if they're a right-handed hitter or left-handed hitter. In this situation, if you keep it away, you better keep it down because he just proved that he can go the opposite way if you elevate it, and that's what happened on that replay we just saw.
Quickly, as I peer down in the Padre bullpen, Joe Thatcher is going to start loosening up again. The left-hander, Adam Dunn, waits on deck. This will be Gregerson's last batter. Whew, got away with one right there.
Slider up in the zone, and Zimmerman may be saying to himself, that may have been a pitch I should have crushed.
Swing and a miss on another slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's 1 strike away from ending the Nationals' threat here in the 8th.
After this nasty slider, Zimmerman kind of was testing his right shoulder a little bit. Here comes another slider.
And that one was hung. It's hit into center field. Gwynn sliding, makes the catch. You betcha. And that's going to end the Nationals' threat in the 8th inning. Got away with hanging another one. And yet again, another Padre outfielder making a spectacular play. This time, it's Tony Gwynn to save a run. The lowest price on your new furniture, that's Jerry's price.
Hi.
Never seen any fans disappointed by sitting out there.
No, those are great ducats. Very comfortable. And right-hander Tyler Clippard will toe the slab for the Nats. Fastball curve change in a slider. 88 to 92 on the fastball. Pretty straight fastball. Oh, he's sporting the prescription Oakleys.
Venable, Headley, Hundley, 5, 6, and 7 due up against Clippard here in the 8th. 2-run lead for San Diego.
Boy, a funky delivery from Clippard, huh? A lot of kneecaps and elbows coming at you.
Look out. Oh, my goodness. That bat went flying. Nearly took out Chase Headley and scattered a number of teammates there in the dugout.
I think that may have hit Chase Headley. Or he was just scared of that lumber coming right after him. By his reaction, it looked like it may have. His reaction after walking towards the dugout, it almost looked like it got a piece of him. Looks like he's okay, though.
Was it Steve Yeager that in a situation like that, a broken bat?
Broken bat, that's when he came up with the throat guard. Yeah. I think he was on deck.
That's what I'm thinking, and it stuck in his neck.
It was in San Diego at old San Diego Stadium.
Venable down on strikes. One away, Chase Headley, the batter now. You know, I wanted to finish what I was saying about Strasburg because it's of local interest. That they're going to send him down to the Instructional League in Florida to throw about 20 or so innings, and send him to the Arizona Fall League for about 30 more innings. Yet to throw off a mound. They are aiming, I heard today, down in the clubhouse for September the 18th or the 19th thereabouts to be the first time he throws in instructional league, at least a bullpen. Limit him to 50 innings, by the end of the year and have him ready to go in spring training. But right now he's down in Florida working with the Nationals folks. One ball and 2 strikes on Chase Headley. You ever been to an Arizona Fall League game, by the way?
Yes. Back covering Michael Jordan when he played for the Scottsdale Scorpions.
I did the same thing.
Dave Marcus and I went over there with KFMB back in 1994. Terry Francona was his manager.
When I was working down in Tucson, they came down to play the Tucson Javelinas. And we broke into programming on the CBS affiliate to show his first 2 at-bats. He said, enough murder, she wrote.
Hey, he put people in the stands.
Headley down on strikes. Here's Nick Hundley. Now, I remember going to my first Arizona Fall League game. I want to say it was like 91 or 92. And it was in late November and it was cold. And there was about 9 people in the stands. 7 of them were scouts. And the 2 people who were there as fans had turned a trash can over and started a fire in it. Just to stay warm, because it can get cold in November in Tucson. And nobody said a thing. They were just right there at High Corbett Field.
Yeah.
Right there on the walkway down the third base line.
Pitched there against the Tucson Toros back in the Coast League.
With a paid attendance of 9, the Tucson franchise lasted all of 2 years, the Javelinas.
That long.
Pulled the plug and moved up to the Phoenix area. Hundley draws a 4-pitch walk. He's on, and Tony Gwynn will get a 4th plate appearance this evening. Padres have drawn 4 walks this evening against Washington National pitching. Drew Macias has grabbed a bat. Should the inning get extended past Gwynn, he would bat for the pitcher. Throw over to first, done, not quite ready.
And the Padres have their closer warming up in the bullpen, Heath Bell, getting ready for the ninth.
Bell got the save here last night, his 32nd in 35 attempts. It was the Nationals who took 2 out of 3 from the Padres in late July in the nation's capital. San Diego trying to repay the favor here as we start the month of September. Trying to follow up that 4-2 road trip. Their most successful of the season through Atlanta and Florida, with a couple of wins to start this brief 3-game homestand.
Looks like Tony's going to the darker lumber. Saw his first at-bat, but he intentionally walked. That was in the 2nd inning. Maybe just to change it up a little bit. I've heard guys talk about the ball is, and I'm just quoting other players, the ball is, if I get it straight, it's either more difficult or less difficult to pick up the ball off a bat, off a black bat, as opposed to a natural colored bat.
Interesting. I'd never heard that.
I'd have to say it'd be more difficult off a natural colored bat.
That's what I would think. I think Tony works with that bat company out of Fullerton.
And the one he's using now is a Louisville Slugger.
That would not be them. And back-to-back walks. You know what? I think I'm mistaken. I think it's Adrian Gonzalez who works with Trinity. Out of Fullerton.
Yep.
So after Clipper struck out the first two to open the 8th inning, he walks Hundley and Gwynn back-to-back, and now we'll get a visit from his manager, Jim Riggleman. Drew Macias will be announced as the pinch hitter. We saw Macias last night inserted out in left field after Oscar Salazar made that great catch out there. Had to come out with a bruised knee.
Steve McCaddy, former swinging A. Back in the Billy Martin days, when they had like 96 complete games. The starters.
Who else was on that staff?
Mike Norris, Brian Kingman, Rick Langford.
There was another guy, too, who ended his career in Japan. When I was over there, I remember seeing him. Matt Keogh?
Matt Keogh was on that staff. Bo McLaughlin.
One and one on Macias. And that is a foul ball. Here's Catalina making the attempt.
That ball kind of bounced high. That was a tough play because I don't think she could have gone back farther because the security guard was there and the wall also.
Macias with 5 RBI and 37 at-bats on the big league level here in 2009. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Macias sends it into center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Rounding third is Hundley. The throw not in time. It's going to bounce out in front of home. Gwynn stops at third. Macias moves into second. And he has himself an RBI single. Little insurance here as the Padres take a 4-1 lead.
Good for Drew Macias. 5 times up and down from Portland and San Diego. He gets a straight fastball, stays on it nicely. You know, we saw Drew Macias in spring training. I like his swing. I like him as a 4th outfielder. Who knows what's going to happen with Drew, but September 1 comes around. He gets a chance to drive in a run. And like you said, padding that lead.
Yeah, one more run and it'll no longer be a save situation. So Joe Thatcher starts to loosen up now alongside Heath Bell out there in the Padre pen. Cabrera now. That's 2 runs batted in off the Padres bench.
Nice. Yep. Salazar with the home run. Drew Macias with the single. Took second on the throw.
And take it a step further, 3 of the 7 runs they've scored here in the series have come off the bench. Cabrera with his 5th plate appearance of the evening. Here's the 1-1 home. And he takes a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gwynn at third, Macias at second.
Hey, getting in the kitchen. Line of the year came from this kid. Padres started off 9-2. And I know where you're going. We've shared this story before, but it's priceless. Sitting on the bench, and he said to one of his teammates, "You know, we keep playing like this, we can win the first half and guarantee ourselves a spot in the playoffs."
Spoken like a true minor leaguer, huh?
Because in the minor leagues, they have them in halves.
2 left. Heath Bell going to come on for his 33rd save of the season. The conclusion of postgame at San Diego News Now, a unique partnership between NBC 739 and Channel 4 San Diego. News of the day and reporting from the San Diego Insider team. San Diego News Now follows postgame tonight on Channel 4. Enter Heath Bell.
Heath Bell pitched last night, as you mentioned, Steve. He got his, or he received, he recorded. I'll go with recorded. He recorded his 32nd save. Heath Bell also is perfect here at home, 18 for 18 in save opportunities. Fewer hits than innings pitched for the right-hander.
Dunn, Willingham, and Dukes scheduled in the ninth.
And I'm sure he threw a number of pitches in the bullpen to get ready for this ninth inning.
Adam Dunn still looking for his first hit in the series. He's 0 for 6. Fastball strike evens it up at 1-1. Bell a scoreless ninth last night. Took only 9 pitches. And that's in there for strike 2, 1-2.
You betcha. You might have caught that baseball low as it crossed home plate, but that's a pretty good pitch.
And we've got some chirping now. The home plate umpire, Wally Bell, saying something to the Nationals bench.
You know what I heard Wally Bell say? They were displeased with that call. But one thing that he said, well, you know what? I'm going to keep calling it. So
for both sides,
it's a good pitch. It's a strike, so I'm going to keep calling it.
2-2 now to Dunn. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. He's 0 for 7 now in the series.
Challenging him away, 96 on the black. See ya.
Josh Willingham now. Tough night for Willingham. Struck out 3 times. Twice swinging, once looking. It's 5 Ks now in this series in 7 at-bats.
You know, I wanted to touch upon the fact last half inning for the Padres offensively. If you take a look at the 0-1. How about this Padre team in the 8th? Venable strikeout, heavy strikeout. Now they go to work, draw 2 walks, showing some patience. Pinch hit Drew Macias, drives in a run for that insurance run. My point is, they still battled with some good at-bats, drawing a couple walks to get that insurance run, that 4th run. After 2 punch-outs from Clippard.
It's been the way it's been going lately. Willingham stays alive. Really encouraged, and I'm encouraged to see how this team plays here in September once they clear this series against the Nationals and you start playing teams, with the exception of Arizona and Pittsburgh, that are, in the hunt to win a division in the Dodgers and win the wild card, the Rockies and Giants. I think we're going to see a lot from this man's team here in September and the first part of October as well. A little excited about that.
Yeah, and by the way, a little bit more excitement from the pitching end. Sean Gallagher threw a simulated game here today. Mm-hmm. I was standing right behind the batting cage. He's got some good stuff now.
Yep, probably go out on a rehab assignment here. If they can do it in time before the end of the minor league season, and you might see him in the last 2 weeks of the season. And we also got a little word today. I think I heard Buddy say, Matt Latos, maybe one more start. Give him one more chance, and then that'll be it. 2-2 now.
Oh, the time of night when you can hear the yahoos and the one-liners.
Got the feel of that PCL game.
Yes,
Did he go? No, says our first base umpire, Chris Tiller. He was that close to pulling the old golden sombrero.
Oh, if he hits it, it's a double. He definitely went.
Heath Bell has thrown 12 pitches here in the 9th inning as he attempts his 33rd save of the season. That, my friends, is the golden sombrero. 4th time Willingham has struck out in the game. 6th time in the series.
Kneebuckler also, the breaking ball from Heath Bell.
2 outs, bases empty, Elijah Dukes. And again, we go back to something we touched on last night and in the pregame show and early in this one. That trio of Zimmerman, Dunn, and Willingham, they're now 2 for 19 in the series.
A big key to this series so far, no doubt.
Bouncer to third, backhanded by Kuz, and that will end the ball game. Padres take the first 2 in this 3-game series, and they can sweep tomorrow with a win in an afternoon game against the Nationals. They've at least won this series and have now evened the season series. And a save for Heath Bell, and it took 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 1 second. Clayton Richard rebounds from his shortest outing of the season, gets the win, and the Padres start the month of September with a victory. They're 1-0 here in the month of September. Let's take a quick break, and we will wrap it up here right after this. Padres 4, the Nationals 1.